There's a quiet kind of suffering that follows those who see too much, a silent weight that settles on the shoulders of anyone whose awareness reaches deeper than the world is comfortable with. It rarely arrives all at once. It unfolds slowly, like dusk creeping across the sky, soft at first, then impossible to ignore. You don't choose this way of seeing, it simply happens, and in the beginning it feels like a rare gift, almost a superpower. You walk into a room and you know things without needing to be told. You sense the unspoken tension between two people who claim to be fine. You hear the sadness wrapped in someone's laughter. You feel the loneliness masked by confidence. People praise you for it. They call you intuitive, wise for your age, emotionally intelligent. But what no one tells you is that this gift has a hidden price, one that grows heavier the more you see. And once you pay it, you can never return to the world you lived in before. You see, most people are sheltered by a gentle fog. They move through life with a softness that protects them from deeper truths. They see what is shown, hear what is said, and accept things at face value. A smile means happiness, a joke means good humor. A relationship that looks perfect must be perfect. They swim on the surface of life and find comfort there. But you were pushed beneath the surface, or perhaps you were born there. You see the currents under the water, the ones most people never notice. You feel the emotional climate of a room before a single word is spoken. You sense what others are trying to hide from themselves. You don't just see the world, you perceive it. And that changes the entire experience of being alive. Think of the last time you walked into a gathering. While everyone else engaged with the chatter, something in you scanned deeper. You noticed the friend who kept smiling, but whose eyes looked like they had cried the night before. You saw the couple whose hands touched, but whose bodies leaned away from each other. You caught the forced tone in someone's voice when they said they were great. You didn't try to analyze it, you simply knew. Awareness like that isn't a thought, it's a feeling, a direct transmission of truth. And while others float comfortably in illusion, you stand in the reality beneath it. That difference is where the loneliness begins. Because the moment you start seeing the truth behind appearances, you stop living in the same world as everyone around you. There isn't one shared reality anymore. There is the world people pretend to live in, and the world you can't help but see. Most people cling to comfort, not truth. They rely on social scripts, ask how someone is, expect I'm fine, and accept it. Laugh, compliment, nod, repeat. Life becomes a rehearsal of predictable scenes, but you notice when the script breaks. You catch the tremor in a voice, the hesitation before an answer, the flicker of pain before a smile. And once you notice, you cannot go back to not noticing. This is where the burden begins to grow, because awareness creates distance. Not intentionally, not with bitterness, but naturally. You become the one who sees what others refuse to acknowledge. And people don't like being seen that clearly. They don't want their masks recognized as masks. They don't want their illusions touched, not even lovingly. So your presence becomes unsettling. You make people feel exposed without saying a word. You become a mirror they didn't ask for, reflecting the truth they were running from. And instead of thanking you, they pull away. There's a subtle shift that happens when you start seeing too much. At first you try to help. You see the friend hurting, the couple pretending, the family avoiding a truth that's rotting them from the inside. You think your insight is meant to be shared. You believe it's your responsibility to speak the truth so healing can begin. But when you try, something unexpected happens. You become the problem. People accuse you of overthinking, being too sensitive, making things complicated, ruining the moment, reading too much into everything. They insist everything was fine until you spoke. And slowly, you learn that honesty is unwelcome in places built on denial. So you adapt. You stop revealing what you see. You soften your voice. You hold back your insights. You choose silence, not because you want to, but because truth becomes too costly. Yet silence doesn't protect you from the weight of awareness. It only turns the burden inward. Every time you swallow what you know, every time you pretend not to notice, you fracture a little inside. You begin to question whether your perception is wrong, whether you're imagining things, whether something is wrong with you. Because if everyone else seems comfortable, and you're the only one who sees the cracks, who's the strange one? The crowd or the mirror? This is the second layer of the burden, self-doubt. When your truth is rejected often enough, you start rejecting it too. You abandon your own inner clarity to fit into a world that fears depth. And in that abandonment, you lose the most precious connection you have, your connection with yourself. Then comes the third weight, the one that truly exhausts those who see too much. You don't just observe others, you absorb them. Emotions stick to you like smoke to clothing. A conversation leaves you heavy. A room full of tension drains you for hours. You feel sadness that isn't yours, anxiety that didn't come from your life. You can't always tell where others end and you begin. And without knowing how to create boundaries around your perception, you become a container for the emotional debris of everyone around you. You carry what no one else is willing to feel. And eventually, you start to disappear under the weight of what never belonged to you. People like you often withdraw at this point, not out of resentment, but out of survival.